Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have yet another cast of the SpyParty Masters Championship 2024. I'm your host and tournament organizer wrestler, and today we'll have a matchup between the number one seed in the Champions Round Robin, Martini, and the challengers. The person who come up from the challenger stage in the ninth seed Opiwrites. And to help me break that down, I'm imposed the help of another player in this tournament, the number 2 seed and the last 2 tournament winner. It's Firelord Ethan. Good evening.
Good evening, wrestler. Excited to be here.
Thank you for coming. And yeah, so as per screen, the challenger stage has concluded. We have witnessed the first match of Champions Round Robin between Minirak and Aston Effect. Recommend you watch that. It was a pretty exciting match. But today we have a match in the upper part of the bracket between the number 1 seed Martini and the number 9th Opiwrites. I guess starting from Martini, you'd be the one most influenced by him, since Martini is, I would say, one of the original pathing snipers, and you might be quite something similar to that.
Right, for sure. Martini, one of the OGs of pathing. Like everything I know, he has discovered first. I feel like he notably won Winter Cup, but did not participate in any other tournaments this year. So a bit of an enigma coming into SMC. But of course, we still know he's very strong, and of course, known for that pathing.
And I would say that at the strongest, his sniper is indeed crushing in the way that it just like eliminates half of the suspects between and half of the time, especially on the more favored venues for him. And his spy, I don't think wouldn't say that the spy is necessarily quote unquote the main driving part of his play, but still an incredibly important part of it. And speaking of aggressive spies,
Exactly.
I think that no other player epitomizes that more than Opie, right? He has shown that in the challenger stage, and I think it's going to be even more evident in this one.
Right. I feel like Opie is a player that almost needs no introduction. Like he's been strong for years, always known for that aggressive spy, being a part of team do stuff. Recently, he's had some decent results, 5th place Twin Light Zone and 3rd place Summer Cup. But notably, I think he's been more active than Martini recently, so we'll see if that plays a part.
Historically, SMC has been a good tournament for him. Both the previous tournaments has placed in the top 3, second place in the first year and the 3rd place in the second year. So it's definitely a tournament that he has been very strong in. But I mean, we have to know where are they going to play, and for that we're going to head to the drafts. We're going through the draft quickly. It's the bans are from Martini and Opiwrites library and aquarium respectively, with tan and pub restrictions. I would say, apart from the library ban, this is the most cookie cutter bans and restricts from both players. In draft order, Martini picks Terrace, then we're gonna go into Ballroom and Redwoods. After that, we're gonna go Modern Pub, and the last venue that we finish off is Gallery, with Modern and Ballrooms being multiplied. Any venues that stand out to you here, Ethan?
Right. So I think mostly the library ban stands out to me. Speaking for myself, I personally love library because you can get a lot of lowlights on it, but must be some personal preference. Something else that also stands out is that Martini chose Terrace first, but chooses to multiply Modern, which he chose second. So I wonder if he has something special planned for Terrace that he wants to execute quickly.
I'm interested because I never thought Terrace would be a particular favored Martini venue. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Martini will prove me wrong. But I have never seen him really pick that if possible. I've definitely seen him pick pub and modern quite often, even ballroom, but definitely not Terrace. So I'm interested in that. But before we get into the games, it is obligatory. we have to make predictions on who is going to win and how. We are going to play all 16 games regardless of the match outcome. And since your name is first, Ethan, I refuse to predict first. You're up.
Um, let's see. I think I'm gonna have to go Martini for this one.
And
It
what's the
feels
score
like,
line?
all right, I'm gonna say like 9-6 or 9-7 is pretty close.
I
I feel
mean,
like I feel like Opiwrites playstyle maybe he doesn't know how to adapt to the papping lowlights. So I feel like Martini might have an edge over him in that respect.
interested. I'm gonna completely disagree with you. I'm gonna take Opiwrites. I think that and my scoreline for this, I'm not gonna go spicy. I'm gonna say 9-7. I don't think there's gonna be a blowout. Last time I predicted Assatin Effect to go 13-3, and that didn't pan out well. I would say I think that's especially someone who hasn't really played competitively since Winter Cup. The aggressive spy of Zophies might initially throw Martini off, and if he gathers himself later in the set, I think that could be too late. But yeah, 1-1 in the predictions. I think we've done all we need to do here. Let's get into the games. And it's going to be Opiwrites spying first as a rocker. Are you ready?
I am.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Okay, the first thing I noticed is that Opie is deciding not to do AI control. Notably against me, he decided to AI control for minutes at a time, especially on Terrace. So it's nice to see he's switching it up.
Yeah, I'm typically not a fan of that. As I mentioned before in the pregame, I'm not really a fan of that strategy because you're relying on... but I already see 2 low-light pathing low-lights already.
And in the red.
Oh, and an immediate contact as well.
Okay, good contact, yeah.
And 36% flirt, and a very fast banana bread with no lowlights for it, I would say, for people out of conversations. And quite a lot of people of real. A very good spot on Terrace at the start of the game.
Yeah, it feels like Opie is stepping back into that more familiar, like, taking advantage of the opportunities, which you love to see. I think it's one of the best chances you have to beat Martini.
I mean, but here's the thing with, I figure so you would also agree with this, especially with the heavy pathing snipers on the venues that they like and they feel comfortable low-lighting people, you don't want to be in oh, where's the bug coming in? Oh, that's an awkward entry, and that's not allowed. Martini was all over that, takes the shot and pulls in the head first. That's a bit of aggressive, Bug. Don't you agree?
It's very aggressive, but I think he just needed that one flirt. I think he was counting on that aggression, that pace to win him the game. Unfortunately, it was just seen, so tough luck there.
Maybe a wrong arm would have been a better choice there, but yeah, just looking at this Bug, just all over. The hand is clear as day, no cover for that arm there. Maybe if we had a wrong arm, maybe that could have been possible, but the angle doesn't really allow it for a wrong arm without our arm being also seen. So a cute attempt early on, but Martini all over that, takes the first game, but still needs to spy to break serve, playing as plain twin. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I feel like I can never figure out Martini's spy style. Like, Opie obviously has a very distinct spy style, but Martini, he's like, I don't know what to think of him.
51, well, at least his spy style is him a 51% flirt early on. But yeah, but the big mission, big question that Terrace would ask is, what's the third mission? Since pretty much any spy is going to complete seducing contact, and though it's not sometimes the easiest to complete those missions, but relatively quickly, but most spies still manage to do it. But again, what's that last mission? And most of the time it's Purloin. And usually that leaves you to a 50-50.
Most of the time, but it feels like this party is starting to get favorable for fingerprints with the ambassador leaving a print at bar and also at the left statues there. So potentially that's one avenue for finishing for Martini.
Oh!
Ooh.
We tried to bug!
Okay, no harm, no foul. Just a bit late on the timing there, unfortunately.
Oh, I think we just tie. I think we wanted to do a bug, but a bunch of ambassadors were in his, I would say, the no-go zone, and he just left us whilst that was happening. Yeah, looking at the replay. Yeah, we started the plant animation, and the ambassador just left. But it was seen, it was definitely visible if you were watching for it, but Opiwrites, maybe not expecting a person to just standing by in that position with the laser on him. So, the laser might be in one place, but the eyes may be elsewhere.
Like, the standing bug is not something you can usually anticipate. Like, you look for the bug on the entry, you look at it for a few seconds, but then after that is when the standing bug is extremely powerful. Like, no sniper is can afford to look over there for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah, minute and 10 left, and with this drink in hand, I imagine we're gonna try to do the Purloin as mentioned earlier. Though we can't really get a flirt in 2, though, since maybe we can shove ourselves in between.
There's room. There's always room if you can try hard enough.
Martini disagrees with you this time and decides not to. As we just do a green time ad. Interesting.
Time ad?
It's not something you watch for in Modern.
Yeah, in Terrace it's...
Oh, sorry,
I
Terrace.
feel like you don't see it, yeah, but the slow leaps is gonna give it away, so we'll see if Opie is on top of this at all.
Contact is up. There's only 3 reels though for this one. Kane, us, and Wheels here. We send the delegate to Kane, but the bar's being filled. I don't think this is gonna take.
Does feel late, and the slow beeps are coming in. No reaction from Opie, so it's probably good for us.
Oh, in the white test, we need another full. We're gonna have to leave and then seduce again. And what's the final mission? Maybe sending a Purloin as well.
Yeah, it's starting to look dicey for us.
Yeah, we're gonna go back, finish the floor, but what's then? Crashback at the end of the game? Or trying to frame a Purloin sense? Oh, Ambassador is in the close position. We're gonna
Ambassador walks by, but no bug. Just 10 seconds to go. Will we have to bug here? Or are we just committing to a timeout?
3 seconds left. Oh, here's the bug! The overtime beeps are coming, but Opiwrites sees it through and ties up the set. That, for a last second bug, it wasn't the worst one I'd seen. But especially since the sniper time was already at 0, and you hear the 10-second overtime beeps coming, you just have to think, okay, what could possibly set that off? As we can see, there's the sniper laser is at sniper time is at 000. So overtime does come at this moment, and what exactly is happening at the party that could induce it overtime? There's not Purloin hasn't happened. Swap. No one's attached to swap couldn't happen. No one has a fingerprint or anything on the like. There's only a possibility of a bug, and the only one point of walking there is the spy. Opiwrites correctly finds the shot and ties up to 1, and we're going to the, I would say, the Opiwrites' most favorite venue of all time. It's Ballroom.
Yeah, you have to wonder, did Opie have that Purloin if Kane took? But it still felt like our plan there didn't go as we expected, or it'd be very difficult to win. But yeah, moving on to Yeah, OP's favorite, as you said. Ballroom.
3, 2, 1, playing it. And knowing OP, knowing Ballroom, I just have to suspect this is gonna be some sort of rush.
You would, I would love to see a classic OP rush, like especially against Martini, against people who are looking for pathing. I think it could be very effective.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain this to me because how do you play Ballroom as gallery as we do a bug?
That's nice. That exploits Martini's angle, completely gets the wrong arm on him there, and not even a highlight. So I think we're looking good.
Yeah, just like you that let's take a look at that replay. Yeah, that if you're watching from regular angle, that bug's obvious. But from this, I would say the long gallery angle, that's just completely clean.
Right.
Oh, there's a purloin. There's the green purloin.
Okay, here we go. We got the green flirt, so apparently OP decides it's time. We're full sending it.
Okay, Teal is going to take.
It's a chain of 1.
Okay,
Martini,
now we see.
His list is gone.
But we have it Smallman, not us or Teal.
So far, looking very good.
Versus deduction target is quite a bit away. Hopefully we can finish the flirt in 2 and contact quickly to try to give as less time as possible for Martini to try to put the puzzle together and think about it, what or whoever could have done this poorly. As thus far we're thinking it's just Smallman, but that could change potentially on how if the contact comes off. We're in the 2 flirt range.
It feels like Martini did not get a full handle of that purloin as we hit the 2 flirt. Just the contact needed now. DA joins our conversation. It's perfect. Almost a perfect contact here. Only General is out, and he's already a low light. No, it was a bait. The DA leaves us right as we try to go for it. But we're not going to get credited here with the contact, but it's going to get low on time.
Yeah, 45 seconds left, and the double agent is chosen to be Pearl, so if she doesn't sell the conversation, we might not even be able to get this contact. But indeed she does. We walk into it. Hopefully it's not going to be another of those cases with triple agent. Here's the contact.
This is a more risky contact, because now we're only one of 2 reals. This is the most likely real one. We'll see if... Okay. Boots splits from us, which I think draws enough attention, and we're gonna get away with this one clean. Really good game from Opi there.
Yeah, a very bold bug, and exploiting that unorthodox angle that Martini implements to accrue a lot of pathing lowlights. But for something like this, where for example, from this camera angle, if I would rotate it from here, if the typical standard angle that the sniper takes, that's just an super obvious bug. But from this angle where Martini is holding it the long way, the path could be predicted, but there's no arm animation visible. So that's just a very good awareness from Opiwrites, knowing exactly that Martini would be in this blind spot, and with that missed purloin chain as well. That's just a nice game from Opiwrites. Let's see if Martini can bounce back on the spy side, playing this Ponytail or Alice. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Okay, we're fine.
If you say so. And thus far we are fine. No suspicion thus far.
Yeah, it's time of chaos. Like no one's watching anything.
That's what you like to think, but or say rather. But yeah, thus far the seduction target's not playing ball. We our watchers seduction target. We want to send him somewhere to sell in conversation, but thus far just not
Yeah, he's been going
cooperating.
everywhere. Bookcase to windows, back to bookcase. Almost feels like we need a time ad right about now. But we're okay. Martini's gonna chase into blue bookcase. Now Martini knows as much as anyone how suspicious this is. Two at these bookcases is almost always the spy.
Oh, there's the green
But
transfer.
he does use it to get a transfer, which I think is correct. General is blocking us there. And it feels like Obi did not notice two at bookcase, so we should be good.
And into center statues immediately. So that'll net us a highlight. But with that highlight, the second part of that transfer is just going to be exponentially harder, and even more so that since it's the green bookshelves, which are way visually easier to see for the sniper.
Yeah, I have to agree. The blue one definitely feels easier with the cover and the angle that the sniper usually takes. But the green one is, especially where Alice, we're one of the shorter characters. If that front conversation builds up by the bookcases, I feel like we could get a clean one. Unfortunately, there are only 90 seconds left. We'll see if we see a time edge here, maybe?
I presume we're going to have to do it. It is a green time ad. Oh, and another green time ad.
Love it.
Oh, Martini definitely is a favor. He really favors time as green banana bread comes off. Let's have a couple of lowlights.
Yeah. We're gonna go to ST here. Oh, we're a bit too late. But he's coming to our conversation, nice.
It's a white test for 76%. Yeah. We would have only roughly 40 seconds left out of those time ads, but 2 minutes left, still plenty of time. And if the sniper misses any of the time ads and only notices late, that just puts an exponential pressure on them.
Right, like time ads they're risky, but if the sniper is not watched for them, they're extremely powerful for the spy. So I love that Martini, maybe he did some research, he knows that Opie's not looking at time ads so much, so he decides to go for the double there, and it's hoping his spy game, I tell you.
Oh, we just go for a rug! And that's just an immediate shot. Oh dear. Opie breaks serve.
Wonder what happened there. Maybe it was just the greed got to him. Because we could have used that time to maybe set up a good transfer spot, but maybe we just thought that was a good bug opportunity.
Yeah, just OP laser was just all following the ambassador, and maybe hoping that we had cover from the pillar there at that time, but just a regular standing bug as a highlight. That's maybe a bit greedy. Maybe,
Yeah.
especially when you have 1 minute 40 left.
Yeah, I feel like Martini was trying to go for the walking bug on the way in, which would have been much harder to catch, but unfortunately just timed it a bit wrong, gets the standing bug, and you see the lead, and it's a shot.
And with that, OP is the first one to break serve. 3-1, and two more matches on his own venue, playing as Irish in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Okay, unlike Martini, we're deciding not to go to that bookcase. Maybe specifically because our opponent is Martini.
And also even more visible from this specific camera angle we're holding. I would imagine on Ballroom, you would want... maybe Opiwrites is thinking about throwing a rush game, but with Seduction Target not playing ball early, just sometimes you have to take the foot off the accelerator and thinking, okay, I can't really get away with the rush game.
Yeah, and I just noticed something, Wrestler. One of the double agents is a highlight, even though it's so early on, I don't really know what they could have done to warn it. You have any idea on this?
I know that some people later on tried to basically highlight the who they suspect is a real double agent, but that doesn't usually tend to happen until way later in the game, as we fail a difficult fingerprint. And we're just gonna take the book.
Okay.
Yeah. That could be good for Opiwrites if we think that Queen is the... if Martini thinks that Queen is the real double agent.
Potentially. With this book in hand, though, the main question here is about finishing in the first place.
Yeah, and I don't imagine we're gonna try to go for Prince, since as the spy, if you tend to fail the first difficult print, you don't really want to go for 3 or possibly even more. Just so...
Okay. So everyone's in conversation but the double agent, so we'll see if Martini maybe changed his mind once he sees that no contact is coming off. And indeed he does. Low light's Queen.
Low light's Queen, but doesn't highlight the teal back as well. As we're following our seduction target, it is green. We did do a 2 flirt. And I have to imagine we're gonna go to this blue bookshelf here. Yeah, we're just going straight through it. As you mentioned, 2 at blue bookcase. This Martini lights see that.
It's hard to say. His laser is completely still almost.
We're busy highlighting other people, so thus far doesn't seem so. As we are moving to center statues.
Center statues, but Martini is aware of this. He's rotating over to check any swap shenanigans here.
Are we gonna go for any swap shenanigans? Doesn't seem like it. For the first time, we are holding this particular, let's say, default, and let's just go bomb by putting the frame through. And that was just a bit too bold from Opiwrites. and Martini takes the game back. Is there no way we could have done a contact there? Or maybe we thought we just...
It was possible, but I feel like Opie really likes these silent games. You know, the games that the sniper doesn't feel comfortable shooting because they've been conditioned to shoot on the contact. But unfortunately, maybe contact just was the better option because this bug is not the greatest.
I would say if the double agent is somewhere at Windows reading a book, then yeah, this play makes definitely more sense. Maybe a green swap, but that's in
swap even too.
In the spur of the moment. But if the DA is in the conversation, and you have to assume it's not gonna leave. But we do a bug and we just land next to a double agent anyways. So...
Well, maybe that was part of the plan. Like, we land in a conversation with the DA, and then we're, like, conditioning this Martini to wait for the contact, because we landed in a conversation with the DA, right? We're gonna contact. But unfortunately, the bug itself was seen.
I mean, not the particular most subtle of bugs. This is quite in your face, and Martini catches it. Still needs one more game to tie things all even. Playing as Kane in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Oh, that's just a bug! That's a chaos bug! No highlight coming off.
Bugs.
We do get a highlight for center inspects, but is that just for center inspects or for bug suspicion? We don't get to finish all of our inspects, we only get 1. But if that bug was clean, you have to think that Martini is in a good place.
Yeah, I did read in chat that Martini did like those cheeses and those chaos timings, so we're definitely seeing that come through here.
Just an immediate chaos bug. Here's the contact. It is a white. That locks out 3, 4... No, that's only 3. We don't know light pearls there. But really good thus far. The only thing that's stacking it up for us is flirt. The seduction target is doing a briefcase, so we're not in a position to do that yet.
No, so it almost feels like it's time to go back to the center inspects. Just finish those up real quick.
That's... Oh, the seduction target just doesn't want to sell on a conversation. Is he? Oh, I think we're gonna go to center syntax now with the seduction targets there as well. We're gonna
Oh yeah, that's the perfect opportunity. Wow.
and the green seduce. That's perfect. To cycle here with going to finish inspects here, assuming that Twin puts it down in time. Indeed, he does. And we only need one more flirt. Now, if we don't chase too aggressively, I think this game is almost certainly in the bag. But if, a very aggressive flirting, it's something that Opiwrites is capable of shooting.
For sure.
And seduction target, like, now he sells. I think we're just gonna finally go there. Well, Pearls didn't take our slot happily. And minute left. We'd want to flirt sooner rather than later in case it's a white test. And we need to do that one more time. Yeah. And as I guess Chinks did, it is a white, 85%. Seduction target leaves. Not too far, but just enough so the cooldown is going to expire. That's so a bit faster. 42 seconds left. It doesn't seem like we're on the snipers list thus far.
No, but there still feels like there's still some tension here. Like somehow I feel like Opie could shoot if we're too obvious about this.
White contact, yeah.
Okay, nice to throw him some suspicious off us when we go for this final flirt.
Oh, the seduction target is not settled. We're finally getting chased into the windows. What's the reaction from Opie? Opie's looking for the pearl line. We're not watching it. Mission cooldown is up.
There's gonna be overtime.
There's a green time at. Overtime comes off.
What? Oh, time.
What was that time at? Martini wins the game, but what's the green time at? Oh, maybe it's just yeah. Maybe we're just want to avoid overtime beeps, but
no, you'd have to hit a white time man, and I really don't know what the time is for, honestly.
But if you white time man, that's one of those things you could see potentially at the end of the game.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe he wanted the white time man, but I feel like the position he's at, he's drawing so much attention to himself that if he white time answer, it might just be death.
Yeah, but I mean, that confusing play for both the player and the casters did work out. Confused both all of us, and we're tied 3-3, moving on to Redwoods, which I think it's literally the first time we're gonna see this SMC. I don't think in the previous matches that we've seen this venue at all.
Really? Didn't Asatina mini play it? I feel like they played it.
Yeah, that was one time. You're correct, but all in the challenger stage, it definitely hasn't been picked.
Yeah, I don't remember those. Yeah.
I mean, I'm very sure I do. But in any case, we're all tied 3-3. Opiwrites playing as Irish on the spy side of Redwoods. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Just eyeing up the... Oh, we were eyeing up that ambassador for just an immediate bug, but...
We could still do it. This is actually, I think, a deceptively good spot to bug here. Especially with all the trees and the angle.
No real block. Yeah, Ambassador wasn't. I would say he was very isolated. I'd say there wasn't any people nearby him to possibly give us a bit more cover. Also, the conversation circles at the front weren't filled, and
I agree.
With just another time mat. So
nice.
It's like
I agree that usually you need cover to bug the ambassador, but on Redwoods, I feel like it's a special case. There's so much innate distraction with the venue that you can't just go for that bug, and because of the flashing trees on the sniper screen, you might not see it.
Oh, that's just the low lights. Okay, you have to explain
low
this. What?
Oh my god, I need to explain this. Maybe I can look at that after the match. I didn't quite see it there. What a bug as well.
Oh. Oh, we brought back up. Now we're brought back down.
We are deliberating. We are deliberating here.
I just find whenever you're just deliberating on and off a person, 50% of the time that's just a spy.
It feels like that, yeah.
And we have a bug in pocket.
And a print here. Okay, so our game plan is crystallizing very fast. It looks like it's just gonna be a win here for OP.
No. Just... That's sometimes the fault. I guess Redwoods is not one of those sniper favored, I would say pathing favored venues where the paths are super clear, and if you misconstrue something for an AI path, you can just lowlight the spy. And for now, thus far, unless anything changes, Opiwrites is in very good position. Being a lowlight, 2 minutes left with bug and pocket, seduce almost done on half of fingerprints.
Yeah, we're intently watching the ambassador here, seeing if he leaves any more fingerprints. But unfortunately, he's going window to window for now.
We haven't sent this delegate yet, so I imagine we're just gonna hold on to this. Yeah, the delegate expired. We didn't even send it.
They're done. Briefcase open, but Kill is gonna snatch it. Feels like a good time to contact.
Yeah, minute 25 left. Conversation is about as good as it's gonna be. White banana bread does come off. One highlight is out of conversation. We do get that low lights, but apart from that, almost a perfect contact. We just need one more fingerprint to complete. But maybe we're...
Yep. Redress joined our conversation. Obi contacted and then Redress just left immediately, so maybe Martini thinking that Redress is a high suspect, and maybe OP was as well, because maybe he waited for Redress to join before contact.
Ambassador finally releases his grasp from that briefcase. Opiwrites is eyeing it like a hawk, moving in.
There we go.
There's the final mission. We're still low lights. Martini is not reconsidering us in the slightest. Yeah, 10 seconds left. Absolutely no shots coming off. And Opiwrites gets a win off an aggressive low light, but unfortunately the wrong one for Martini. And
yeah,
I just have to, you gotta have to explain me to this one.
Sure, but I feel like even without the low light, that was a very decent game from...
Oh, agree, definitely, but
yeah,
this is the moment.
Okay, it feels like he did some wiggles on the door there that Martini must have liked. Let's see if Martini saw that. Yeah, we're looking there. Yeah, those snaps on the door, they look fairly AI-like. I think that's the reason we got a little bit there.
I mean, but a bit unfortunate for Martini. That's just an incorrect low light, and that just gives a way easier path, an easier pathway for Opiwrites' victory. Final game of the first half, playing Martini, playing as Irish as well. Let's see if she can bring some luck as well. Are they gonna be at that end of that rainbow? In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Nice.
You could say Irish is could be a good luck charm. So.
Well, let's see. Let's see if Martini is able to find that.
Not moving to our seduction target. The seduction target, I guess, was on the move, so not wanted to immediately join. But I imagine, yeah, we're gonna go now. There's the flirt, a green one at that, brings that to 51.
Ambassador did drop a briefcase right by us. We could have picked it up, but Sick decides to pick it up instead. I would have liked to see a print there. I feel like if I wanna play Redwoods against OV, I'd probably go for like Bug and Prince, so we could have had the perfect print opportunity, but we're deciding to just time reflect this.
Yeah, but our seduction target decides against it, leaves just a couple seconds before that time flirt is expired, and puts it a little bit behind pace, but Redwoods is one of those venues where it's mission dense. You don't have to do a lot of walking here, so sometimes being short on missions later on is not as bad though. Seduction target being back at a bookshelf, while it's good for potentially framing, it's not good for our full progress. We do get that full progress. It is a white for 85%. We're gonna pick up a statue along the way. And that's just a green swap.
Green swap. Okay. I think it's a good timing. I like it. If we have a fourth plan, that is, because
oh, that's just a bug.
It's a bug. It is a bug.
Oh,
okay.
What a bug!
The kind of stop bugs anywhere else, it's obvious, but on Redwoods, that right in between the trees there by that bookcase.
Teal is just came from goes to swap, but are we watching in for this fade? We're not really watching for the fades. Okay, now we notice it. See the statue, and an immediate shot. So we were watching it. Oh wow, okay.
I like the idea there, the rush of 2 hard toes at the end.
I want to take a look at that bug from the sniper side. Yeah, that little stop is very well done and doesn't look too out of the blue. Yeah, Teal here. I want let's see, we did a swap at minute 30. So yeah, 30 seconds left, and Opiwrites is still watching it here. And immediately immediately remembers who it was, and no hesitation there, shot onto Irish. And that brings us to halftime with 3 venues left to go. Next up is going to be Martini Modern double. So one takeaway I noticed from these games, I think on almost every single one there was a time ad, so I would watch those like a hawk for the rest of the sets. But yeah,
right, yeah, both players using time ads to get an edge on their spy games here. Also, both players playing fairly aggressively. I feel like no boring spy plays here. Like they're trying to complete. They're trying to use cheese or whatever you call it to get an edge on their opponent. So love to see these plays come out.
Yeah, the next venue is the double from Martini, as I mentioned, Modern. With that big venue, lots of paths, I'd imagine this is where Martini feels most comfortable as a pathing sniper. Would you concur?
Yes, I have to agree here. Martini, known for Modern at this point, doubling it. I think there's a fair chance we might go even at the end of Modern.
But yeah, let's think that's enough for our halftime, and we're gonna move on to the first game of. Oh, here you go. Okay, this is the game. Let's go. It is Opiwrites playing as Twin. Play on Modern in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Now, imagine if you're OP, if you want to try to win against Martini in this particular venue. Against a pathing sniper in Jello, you just have to think this is where he finally pulls out one of those storied OP rush games.
You'd think so, but so far OP actually taking it fairly slowly. Maybe going through the windows for a time at even.
Or maybe wasting time trying to find. Nope, you're correct. Another white time ad. Just.
These time ads. So far, Sniper's not catching them means free value for the Spicer.
Yeah, it's always better to have more time rather than less. We wanted to do, I think, imagine from green to blue. We're eyeing the blue bookshelf, but unfortunately, Ambassador just decides to take it. And whilst that cheese can be effective, it's not possible when the Ambassador. Yeah, we do a animation transfer instead behind the conversation circle. That's just basically invisible from that sniper angle.
It's a good opportunity, and it makes sure we don't waste too much time at those books. We get at least some mission progress there.
Oh, but the lowlights keep... but only a couple lowlights thus far on non-cast members, so not as many lowlights as you'd like, possibly, from... if you were Martini. We just straight up demand. We don't want to sit in line in here. Grab
Okay.
delegate on the way through. Oh, we failed another difficult print.
We wanted to print. Okay, I was figuring. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't hit it though. It would have been nice.
I wonder if we're gonna try to send this Purloin and then just complete a flurry of missions in the meantime with a transfer contact and possibly flirt, as we do send Teal.
Okay, we do send it, nice.
And we're gonna follow Rocker here.
Flirt, yeah, get the cert and then try to go for books. Like you said, try to overwhelm the sniper. We don't do the twitch, so that is just gonna be a white tester 85%.
Purloin has been taken. What's the reaction from Martini? Laser thus far completely still.
Here we go, right into books. I like this in the aftermath of the Purloin.
I think we're just waiting for a sniper laser reaction movement and tries to do the animation whilst the laser is in motion.
Oh, but maybe...
Here's the green.
Okay,
oh, we're wide in the open, but I don't... whilst the animation was on screen, the sniper's eyes may not have been. And
yeah, Opie was staring that laser down, and I think he found the correct timing there.
We're flirted. We're finally finished flirt. We're flirted with our seduction target everywhere but the conversation circle. Flirt done. Minute 20 left. Contact only remains. The double agent is in the conversation circle, and with no highlight onto us, I think that Purloin distracted Martini long enough, and we possibly don't even know who's in that chain. Here's the contact.
Like, only a couple lowlights from the Purloin.
Yeah, mission cooldown. I don't see a shot here. I think Opiwrites just got away with the clean game on Modar. Yeah, no reaction from Martini. Opiwrites takes yet another spy win.
Yeah, nice job from Opie there. Feels like Martini, maybe there's too many people at bar, because he did have bar highlights for the start of the game, but he did not continue that for the rest of the game. Maybe that hurt him a bit.
Yeah, so at the start of the game, yeah, I think we just highlighted for the early bar rush. But yeah, afterwards we didn't keep an eye out for bar lights. They decided to use, I guess, the memory of it all to track it down, but fortunately after this Purloin took, I think we just were lost as who could have done it. And Opiwrites takes advantage of it.
And the first bar rush is the most suspicious one, right? Where everyone goes to bar. So I like that Opie used the timing of the second bar rush where almost no one's watching because they're all in their routine. Especially Martini, who's watching for Pastor. So very nice Purloin, gets away with it clean.
Yeah, and Martini is a bit on the ropes. You don't really want to go down 3-7, but if he doesn't produce a spy win, that's what's going to happen. Playing as Irish for the yet again, for the second time in a row, I'd say. But she didn't bring good luck the first time. Let's see if she's going to be the good luck charm this time. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Just a quick flirt, not being too aggressive this time around.
Yeah, as I say, it was a mix of respectful distance, but disrespectful stop talk, in terms of like what you think the sniper is paying attention to. We're gonna go for books here at the very edge. It
It's a
almost feels like a transfer spot, but once again, the ambassador at Blue Books stopping our dreams. I feel like.
also Opiwrites just zoomed in on us at that bookcase, so I'd imagine we get stuck on a.
We're good.
We're rubbing our shoulder against the books. Doesn't seem that Opiwrites is taking notice of it, and we're gonna have a fingerprint for our troubles.
Here we go. Finally getting to the prints. A few players have attempted prints in this set. Unfortunately, they did not hit the difficults. But Martini says, "Why hit a difficult when you can just get the easy print?" And gets half a mission for his troubles.
Why make your life hard, we can make it easier, as we're gonna hit a green for a far flirt of 66%, so a close white will do it. For the final one. Thus far, pretty busy bar, I'd say, but other than that, a quiet party, not a lot of statue goers, only a couple people at books here as we take our leave.
I wonder what we want to do with this bookcase. It has to be a direct transfer. It has to.
I mean, we're eyeing up that transfer, I think, again, but I just think that there's not enough, I would say, chaff in the air to distract. Yeah, if this is the red for blue, Opiwrites is all familiar with this, and Martini gets the bullet, and Opiwrites is up 7-3.
Yeah, it unfortunately feels like that play was a bit forced. Maybe it wouldn't have been not as good as it would have been, like just going for it organically. But
I
like the idea. I like the idea.
At this moment, looking at the party going here, we're at books, but there's not a lot of other else progress. Couple of people at bar. There was some people at bar, so maybe tracking that. But apart from that, there's just not a lot of activity at party. Ambassador's an incredibly safe place. No one's near him. No one. You could say that someone could throw a walking bug, but that's almost always suicide. And yeah, just not enough cover. And this is one of the favorite plays from Opiwrites as well. All too familiar with that. Catches Martini in the act, and now is up 7-3. Looking pretty rough for Martini.
Yeah, the opposite of my prediction. Maybe Opiwrites has actually swept Martini on one Modern at least. Let's see if he can continue that.
I mean, yeah, let's see. If you'd really want to, with this so much pressure off, he would get match point here and 5 remaining venues to get that full point. And I don't want to say an upset here since both players are really good, but as a number 1 seed, you technically expect Martini to be slightly favored. But we're moving ahead of ourselves. Opiwrites still has to convert if he wants to get the win. Playing as Pious Boots in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Yeah, I also think you want to do this, Cass. You're eyeing up your opponent for a potential final, is that right?
Finals is a long way away. I'm not worried about that right now.
Start early, right? 45% flirt on the first one.
Master drops in there. Unfortunately, we're a bit exposed here. Don't think we're gonna go for it. Oh, well we do. Standing bug.
That's just a standing bug, but that caught me off guard. Whoa.
Okay, we do go for it. Maybe it'll be like the angle where the front conversation is actually covering us there and went for that standing bug. And like I said before, standing bugs, snipers nowadays, I feel like are not used to seeing them. They're used to those wrong arms, those reverse drive-bys. But a standing bug where you have to spend prolonged attention to watching one character, it's very difficult for the sniper to keep track of that.
Yeah, it's just a little. It just have to know when the sniper's eyes are gazed elsewhere, since they can't always be watching the ambassador, as you risk of losing as you lose to lose focus of the other parts of the venues. And yeah, thus far, I think that's just highlight for inspects here. Unless we have some general suspicion. Contact comes off.
Okay.
Only one per.
No.
Oh, no, I think it's only conversation with an SDA though. I think that's what the highlights are on.
Yeah, Martini takes the appropriate adjustments there, highlights the DA, highlights everyone in this conversation.
Oh, and we're going right back to that conversation we were before. I imagine if we talk early and then leave, I think that could be almost a recipe for a shot. Especially when there's only one conversation with real. But if you inspect early enough, the sniper might be hesitant to shoot. And
I don't know, it feels like the chances of us living inspects are going down and down.
The longer it goes, I guess if there's a second contact coming off, especially if there was a contact now, I think that could be. And Martini's having none of that. It's immediate shot onto us. I'd imagine the bug was clean, but with only one conversation with real, plus the aggressive flirting afterwards, and the inspect finish, Martini is having none of it.
No, absolutely not.
Or was that a bad path? Are you gonna have to tell me that if you're looking at the end of the game here?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I feel like he should go on the right side there if he wants to go to the sashes. I think there might be a bit room there. Not sure though.
She's like, why do I have you on this cast and not gonna explain pathing stuff to me? Like, come on. I think that was the whole deal. In any case, Martini does snipe Opiwrites correctly, but still needs a spy win. So thus far, Opiwrites has been pretty clinical on sniper. Let's see how Martini will try to attempt at playing as plane twin. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And that was like the Martini that we expect to see on Modar. Like, he didn't have the hard toe, but he had the pathing, he had the real DA, the behavioralism, and just was able to snipe Opie there. So we'll see if he can tie this up here with his spy again.
Well, fake light onto us initially for statues, as we're gonna get a single inspect, and as an SDA takes one of the inspects away. Oh,
okay, nice redirect.
Yeah, we really want the seduction target to land elsewhere, but thus far, seduction target has been interesting, bouncing around backwards and forwards, and finally sending into a green bookshelf. Unfortunately, that's not a conversation circle. It's nowhere near us.
That's so interesting, and Opiwrites notices it too, that our seduction target redirected off the green bookcase, but then goes back to the green bookcase, which I thought that was not allowed. Maybe there was a second redirect that I didn't see. And I see does pick up a highlight for that.
Interesting. I wasn't aware of that. We're gonna have to watch that, I guess, in the replay later.
Oh my god, those bounces though.
No low light for this though.
No, I guess not.
Oh, but seduction target just, I guess, not playing ball, as you would put it. And thus far, I think we're looking for, yet another time ad, unless we really start to pick up the pace. Surely now that our seduction target is going below it. That path for me is just as well. Come on.
Okay, we're gonna go for Prince again.
And we're not moving to our seduction target, so we're going to Windows. I'd imagine this has to be time.
You know what time it is? It's time for time.
it's time for time. 2 white time ads.
Oh my god, it keeps going.
And another time ad. I mean, if you're not getting caught with it, might as well do more.
Exactly. Right.
So we started
Take a
at
chip for two.
4:15 and now we're at 3:40. So tuck yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. This might be a long one, depending on how many timeouts Martini will like to do.
We delegated to Duke there. He slammed, and Opie recognized that was an AI slam. Lowlights Duke, but we don't.
Oh, we get a highlight for it.
Us, yes, highlights us for the delegate senders, and we don't even get
But
the Perlin.
but we get a lot of highlights out of that.
Okay,
The vast
brings
majority
back Duke.
of parties have highlights. At the certain point, highlights stop meaning much when almost everyone is highlights. I've said this multiple times over the cast, and I'll keep saying is, highlights are, if you have, it's much better to be a part of one of 10 highlights as opposed to one of 3 highlights.
For sure, yeah.
Highlight strength gets diluted with each one you add. But I think this was just noticed in AI Slam, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just the timeout as well. Noticed the late. Oh, we're not in a conversation circle.
Okay, we're just gonna walk it off. I feel like it's very hard to notice this like at Opie's angle. I feel.
It's just a bit awkward. We're not officially in the cool kids club. We can't really talk. We're just.
Whose fault is that? We didn't join.
We're just standing here. Okay, now we twitch in. Here we go. A green fur for 51%.
Even with those timeouts, though, it feels like we didn't. Not only did we not do anything with them, but it feels like we got extra suspicion even because OP noticed the delegate, but we don't even have the Perlin mission.
Still, it feels like 5 minutes, but still a minute 20 left. And even those timeouts were running low. Green contact comes off. First mission finally fully completed. Minute 10 left. We have an inspect, a fingerprint, and half a seduce. So we have quite a lot of partial progress, but with only a minute left.
We could fingerprint delegate. I feel like that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, a fingerprint into delegates. Fingerprints delegate and into potentially seduce.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't see how this wins really. Like this going to bar at like less than a minute left is one of the classic spy plays on Modar, and I feel like
we do hit the 2 floor. That's really big. I don't think we would have a shot to complete that mission if we didn't do that. So here's the question: are we gonna go for inspects potentially? No, we're sending our seduction targets.
Okay.
And we're moving away. We're going to statues.
We're going to the same statue we inspected before, so interesting play here.
Here's the mission. Okay, mission pulled down.
Opiwrites. Okay.
No reaction.
He did no reaction.
And
the Perlin, I guess, was not seen. We're looking for Bug from the other twin?
I mean, it was a marathon of the game, but Martini managed just to clutch it out.
Yeah, nice use of the party going on, I guess. And we tried to create our own distractions.
Yeah, so minute 50 left, we just decided, okay, let's just do timeouts. 2 timeouts, no, not enough, we need 3. And Ethan, I guess we should have started that earlier, but we're gonna need a count of how many timeouts were in this game because there might be a record at some point.
Feels like a lot for sure.
Yeah, but still a good finish from Martini. We took advantage of those timeouts and finished at 0-0-0. I imagine when Opiwrites noticed this when the game ends 0-0-0 and you don't hear overtime beeps, you imagine, oh, okay, it was just a timeout regardless. But Unfortunately for Opiwrites, it was a spy win, and Opiwrites is only 2 up, but we're moving on to the final 2 venues. The second love match, which is Pub, and pardon, Opiwrites playing as Blink Twin in 3, 2, 1, play it.
Oh, Pub. I feel like both players have their infamous strategies on Pub here. Opiwrites, of course, with his... Okay, I was wondering if we're gonna see it, but he has the infamous pre-mission rush, Purloin Inspect swap. And Martini, of course, has tons of knowledge about Pub in general to get those lowlights.
If we get an Inspect early and... Oh! What? Oh, what's that? Okay. We put back to neutral. Whoa.
Yeah, I feel like that turnaround maybe convinced Martini that we were not, in fact, an AI. But what was... I have to look back what before that.
It just straight up looked to me like an AI missed the conversation. Like we're bouncing around between general and sorry there. But I guess for Martini, that was just good enough. We are neutral led, but that's
neutral led is interesting.
Yeah,
once Martini deciding he didn't see enough of that to fully judge.
Oh, we just...
Here we go. Now he's seen enough. Here comes the highlight.
I imagine this is just for aggressive flirting here, but Opras, is he going to go for a swap here? This seems like an OP plate. No, it's just a fingerprint actually.
Fingerprint. Yes, nice fingerprints.
Oh.
I like that Obi's been going for a lot of fingerprints here. It's a very hard mission to catch.
Oh.
Like, especially if you're already so overloaded.
Yeah, are there any prints left on the... I don't imagine there is. I think we're just gonna wait until the ambassador drops the briefcase here. But no, instead he just leaves. And... No, it's just a shout out to Kane! Oh me, oh my. And that brings Operas to match points. Okay.
Whoa, I have to look at this.
Yeah, okay. Let's go to the instant replay here. Let's see what happened here from Kane. So, what picked up how did he pick up a highlight? A statue, I imagine?
He was briefly highlighted at statues. I feel like the only way this makes sense is that if he has a bug credit, maybe at the time of chaos, he was by the ambassador. So bug plus inspect plus seduce equals shot, maybe.
Probably not likely bug, I imagine. Of course, it's always hard to know what the snipers think at any given moment. But
Yeah,
the
he looks
highlight
like
coming
he
off...
crams himself
Yeah.
into that last conversation just to talk.
Yeah, I want to see if there's a potential flirting afterwards for Kane here. We're next to TL for the first time here. We pick up a print. We don't chase TL next time. Oh, doesn't seem like a flirt pair. Interesting.
Yeah, I think Martini was paranoid of that bug and wanted to shoot him for any chance of finishing. Fortunately, it was not OP.
I mean, that brings Opie to match point, and he has 3 chances to close it out. And only secured half a point. Let's see if Martini can pull the last 3 together and make a tie. Playing a Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Oh, red time at alert.
We didn't even get it off. Oh, we did get it off. Okay.
We did get it off.
Yeah.
Very fast check for Smallman, but
Red confusing.
oh, that's just a bug.
As Smallman, it's delicious.
We do get a highlight for this though. Could this be just a rush of a game, even though we do have a time ads? That would be bold. Here's the floor, a white test for 31. If we're gonna rush, we're not gonna rush to that. Are we gonna send red? No, we're still gonna... Oh, Alice was one of the highlights also is here. Maybe we're gonna send her. Or is it...
We have tons of options right now. We could inspect for a silent game, or we could just start a gate like we're doing right now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna send ourselves
good.
to statue here.
Okay, we're doing both.
Yes, and Alice goes to the far end to pick up that list. List is taken. Inspec comes off. What's the reaction from Opie? Lola's coming up. No shot from Opiwrites, it seems. Yeah, Martini.
Rushing Opiwrites.
Yeah, Martini is rushing Opiwrites, and a white swap for for shits and giggles. 4 of 7 pub in, I want to say 45 seconds, but we added 45 seconds more. Just okay. I think that's like what 210th time at the sets. But I don't if that was necessary at the end of it. It seems. Yeah. So. Yeah, it was just an immediate red time at it. Wow.
Red time at it.
And I want to see this bug from the sniper perspective. Oh, that is quite good.
Yeah, like normally I feel like those bugs are overplayed, but as Smallman, it becomes extremely powerful again. Like that arm is hard to see over the railing there.
Oh, let's take a look. Yeah, you can see if you're really looking for it, but with all this activity early on and missing a red time at that, but flusters you ever so slightly, and Martini takes full advantage of that. As we're moving on to the final venue of the game, which is Gallery. Opiwrites looking for... He has 2 more chances to secure a win. First, on the spy side of Gallery, playing as Kane. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I'm disappointed no time adds the already.
I was thinking that too. Spawn on the outside, you know, might as well keep it the theme. But no, we're heading inside. Bug, potentially?
Oh, that's just a bug, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a highlight, yep.
I feel like that highlight might as well
Oh,
be
there's a
and
shame.
Obi feels the highlight. Let's see. How do you even attempt to recover this when you know your highlight for a bug and a misfed potentially?
Yeah, let's see that shake of the camera. Yep. As we're going on to, we had a 25% flirt, and now we're gonna pick up a couple of inspects on the way in. I know Gallery is one of your favorite venues. Also, Pathing Sniper's Paradise, potentially.
Okay, I guess the answer is we get as many mission progress as we can, because surely no spy would do that, especially if they know their highlight. That's too preposterous.
Wait, but yeah, we do bug. Oh wait, we can't really do that. And we're gonna give the briefcase back to the ambassador and take a long journey back to our seduction targets. As Martini continues accrue low lights, that's 3 of them.
Yeah, just 1 bounce is all it takes.
I don't know if Martini has been slightly less aggressive of this low lights, paddling low lights after the miss on Redwoods, but doesn't feel so, at least. As we're still low lighting fairly aggressive. Yes, here there's a low light on our seduction target as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen him play for a while, so it's hard to get a. I've forgotten what his baseline, or so to speak, looks like. But he's still getting those lowlights for sure. As another one comes up on Alice there.
Apparently just for walking, I'm not sure. Didn't seem like a redirect there, but I'll not question it. As Opiwrites, minute 30 left. We're gonna put this back into blue. There is a potential play of going from green to blue and just teasing it, but I'd imagine since Opie knows he's highlight for that missed pads, we would stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. This is a very difficult position to be in when you know you're the most suspicious person at the party.
Here's the flirt completion. Bug and Pot gets a deuce done. We have an SDA in our conversation, so Double Agent will not be able to land in our conversation, as Opiwrites is following in her. Unfortunately, just Not the case, and Martini has had enough. Doesn't even wait for the cane to pick up that statue, shoots the spy, and we're gonna head into the final game to decide if there's gonna be a tie or a win. And yeah, I think that a missed pad early and that bug pad potentially, that was enough for Martini to recognize, okay, this is one of the most suspicious people. And yeah, even that laser shake from Opiwrites confirmed that, yeah, I'm screwed. And
Yeah.
Martini agrees with that. And if we're even close to completing, Martini shoots. And we're moving on to the final game of Gallery. Martini looking for a tie. Opiwrites looking to secure a win. The final of the 3 match points he has. Martini plays his wheels on the final game. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, wheels.
Oh,
Wheels.
yay! Time out.
Okay, here we go. Time ad, of course. Wheels on Gallery.
You have to. I'd imagine after 28th you missed, surely you have to watch. As we're getting offered a drink, we do reject it, thankfully. Just I want someone to go back and count how many timeouts were in these games. Oh, we get a highlight for a missed entry, I think.
Yeah, maybe a weird looking redirect. I mean, I think I don't know. It didn't make sense if you were trying to enter the conversation from the start. And maybe Martini was trying to act like he got redirected off the green books there.
Someone's saying at least 7. That's too little. That's too little. Surely there's more. But with that,
Martini himself alone has done at least 7, I feel like.
Surely, yes. 99% floor does cut a sting. Toba would be losing his mind if he saw that. But finally we complete it. I thought there was we took the drink for a potential print, but there was none. Yeah, I think Martini is in the same spot that Opie was. I think
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, because I think we possibly know that we're the most suspicious person, and we're still. Oh, there's a difficult fingerprint. We do hit it, and we're gonna get a couple of inspects here.
But I feel like Martini's position is more forgiving than Opie's. Martini's mistake, I feel like, was not that bad, and could easily get lost among the other highlights.
Especially if we give enough time to Opiwrites to accrue more of them.
Yeah, very nice fingerprints. Is there a fingerprint here?
Ambassador wasn't there. I think he was at Blue Books earlier, but even that is already gone, so no fingerprints here, so we're just gonna put it back. There's a briefcase all the way out front, but we're not gonna be able to get that. Twin is on his way to pick it up.
Indeed.
It's 2 minutes left. Just idling for a little bit. Maybe we're gonna try to. It would be really nice if there's a fingerprintable statue with an hour by the ambassador.
We saw Amba dump a book into blue, but Pros just immediately swipes that fingerprint away.
Also, Pearl is one of the few highlights as well, so could be possible. I thought we were gonna try to go for a fingerprint before Pearls puts it back, but we decided against it.
Too late. Yeah.
Minute 20 left. I would think we're banking on the purloin here, but the purloin chain is.
Or look at this. The ambassador just picked up a statue that we have not inspected yet.
Oh, and it's a back-facing statue as well.
And it's a back-facing, correct. So if we're desperate enough, we could go for the fingerprint inspect swap.
Yeah. But as one, Especially when there's no contact at gallery, you're probably going to be watching more of that. As we do reject, I think that's what Martini's thinking as well. I think we're gonna go for that statue of inspect swap into print swap. It's very, but this is gonna be ringing out alarm bells. One of the highlights picks up the most suspicious statue on the venue that was just touched by the ambassador. We're zooming in, but it doesn't even matter. Opiwrites
I had shot just for the suspicion.
Yeah, just for the suspicion. Opiwrites takes the shot and takes the set 9-7.
Yeah, well played by both players there. And to OP for those nice spy games.
Yeah, just... I think unfortunately that here, maybe we wouldn't been as suspicious if... I think this play, we just... Yeah, maybe... I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like we're redirecting or something. It just looks like we're... Oh, maybe we're pretending that we're going next to Rocker here and then we redirect. But...
Yeah, that makes sense as well. Yeah.
And Martini in chat does confirm it, but if maybe Opiwrites just didn't buy that and thought that was just too late of a redirect or not convincing enough. And with that highlights, especially for the, I don't want to say mission completion, just for like general suspicion, that's sometimes all it takes. And when we're at 25 seconds left with no contact coming off, with the back-facing statue with a fingerprint just recently left by the ambassador, that's all it takes. And unfortunately, Martini here, as per his image here, is left lying on the floor with the bullet in his head, and Opiwrites takes the game 9-7 with 25 timeouts combined, I think. In this entire set.
Yeah, that was a fun set.
Yeah, Opiwrites continues his winning ways, coming up from Challenger. So the previous 2 years he was immediately in the Champions Round Robin. This year not so much, but still showing that he can battle amongst the best. Takes the set off the #1 seed Martini and is looking good heading to week 2 and 3. Let's see. He'll still have to face Rav and Grash. That match will be casted tomorrow. Time on when is going to be noted shortly. But with all of that said, that'll happen then. And I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank both players for playing and putting on a great match. Thank you, Firelord Ethan, for joining me for this cast.
Thank you for having me.
And that's it. We're going to have a cast tomorrow, and we shall see you then. But until then, fare thee well.